Hey, yo, it's your man's Black Cap 13. What's up, niggas? My dudes, I want to speak on things, man. I'm gonna speak on this whole this surge of violence, the surge in these murders going on in Chi-Town, Chicago. What up, Chi-Town? Whole world knows what's going down. Things popping off in y'all hoods, niggas killing each other like crazy. Look, I want to speak to that. You know what I'm saying, and connect the dots with that, so to speak. Look, everybody been knowing what's up. You know what I mean? We're hearing about it in the news, I'm sure, with all the murders in Chicago, and it's been going on crazy. But, and everybody heard. Most people know now what's happening with these white devils. You know what I mean? The government. They call themselves the government. You know what I'm saying? It's a band, a legion of devils. That's all it is. The legion of devils who call themselves the government, the Knights of America, and we all know they're the ones who shipping all the guns and all of the drugs and all the alcohol into the black communities in America. Everybody pretty much got a grip on that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it's not no conspiracy theory bullshit. It's real shit. That's the only way they're getting it. We don't own nothing. We don't own no ships and planes. I'm talking about black folk. The niggers, slaves. We don't own none of that. So that's the only way it gets there. And it's not a mystery that when you go outside of the ghettos and the burbs, you don't find that shit. You don't find all the illegal guns. There ain't no drive-bys going on. And you got white boys in these burbs out here trying to front, stunt, you know, like they niggers, like they down, like they brown, you know what I mean? What's up, homie, dog, you feel me? And they got their white boy gangs and shit in the burbs. They walk around with hoodies. They be having Mac 10s and shit. And now no drive-bys, because we been hear about them. Believe me, we'd hear. In this day and age, you can't take a piss without somebody filming you and uploading on YouTube. Social media crazy. You know what I mean? You got access to everything. You don't even need cables. Go on YouTube. So if it was a surge in white boy gang violence, we know about it. White boys ain't doing drive-bys and killing each other in the hood. Like, they ain't doing that shit. But they stunting. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Bunch of Hollywood white boy stunting. So my point is that it's obvious that they put all that shit in our neighborhoods to keep us spiritually dead, blind to the facts that they the devil. Huh? We've been wrestling and going at it with a holy war with these devils for years. So those are just some of the war tactics in this holy war that these white devils been using to keep us asleep. You know what I mean? With the guns and the drugs in our neighborhoods. So now, back to Chicago. What up, Chi-Town? You know what I mean? So now we hearing about it. All this murders going on. So it's obvious what they doing. Now, in regards to pushing all that guns, all those guns in Chicago, causing the violence to spike like it is. Now, there was a big new investment that these white devils came across in the year 2002. You know what I'm saying? Actually, it was in the year 1995. So let me go back a little bit further. In 1995, there was these white devils from here in New York City, here in Brooklyn, and Manhattan, New York City, period. And in Texas. And they came together and started building what is known as, and I know a lot of you brothers know, privately owned prisons. Privately owned prisons. I mean, not by the state or the feds, outside of the government, so to speak. Yeah, I mean, the government gonna get involved regardless. You know, they always gonna get involved, but it's like outside of that. It's privately owned. So, you know, it's like basically building your own home from scratch. It's yours. You ain't buying it. You buying the materials, how to come. You know what I mean? You setting it off. It's yours. So you ain't buying it. So that's exactly what they did. In 1995, they laid down this plan. And at that time, there was, I believe, 3. In the whole United States of America, in 1995, there was 3 privately owned prisons. And in New York City, Chicago, and LA. The 3 big major cities where there's lots of niggas. Those are nigger cities, all right? Everybody know that. New York, Chicago, and LA. Other nigger cities too, but those are the big ones. So slavery never ever ended. They just had to refine it and polish it, you know? They didn't stop it at all. And we know that's a new form of slavery right now. The jail system, the prison system, we know it's popping. It's big business. It's a multi-billion-dollar business, the prison industrial complex, and which is just a pretty way of saying slavery. You know what I'm saying? And so what they did was now it's time travel. My niggas, go back a little bit. Go back to 1992. 1992, Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, I mean, for those that don't know, that probably wasn't fuck with my other channel when I was on YouTube rocking. I'm from Brooklyn, born and raised. I mean, so back in 1992, we had this nickname for Brooklyn, and it stuck. And it was called Brook Nam. Brook Nam, as in Vietnam. And everybody know Vietnam in the 60s was the war. It's all about war. So back in 1992, niggas calling Brooklyn Brook Nam. Because we was everybody, I had mine too, we had wearing army fatigue. For those around my age range, remember that. That's old enough to remember that was a thing. You know what I mean? Whether if you from New York City or not, you know, if you would know, he was always, especially in Brooklyn. That's why I was called Brook Norm. Everybody, army from head to toe. I had mine, the jacket, you know what I mean? The motherfucking army pants, the Timberlands, the cap. So it looked like it was. It didn't look like it was a place of war. So if you got off the train or you cross that Brooklyn Bridge in your car, and you come, you see nothing but niggas army fatigue. And believe me, the murders, it was the same exact shit Chicago going through right now. It never stopped. It was constant. Broad daylight, going down. All night, broad daylight, didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It was so much murder. And I was out there selling drugs at the time. So I was into my neck in the streets. So I knew what it was like. And that's how we got that name, Brook Nam. Now, like I was saying, them privately owned prisons, 3 of them was, one of them popped up in 1995. Remember I was saying that in New York City, upstate New York. And that's the first one that popped up. Because in 92, like I said, we was called Brook Nam because there was lots of murders, which means them white devils shipped all them guns in there, all them drugs in Brooklyn, because they wanted to spike the violence. Why? Obviously to fill that privately owned prison that just popped up. You know what I mean? And so they wanted to see, can it get the arrest numbers up? Let's fill it up. Because somebody built it. It's some white devils. They built it. It's privately owned. So now we invested. It's an investment. We got to fill them up. So bang. They targeted Brooklyn because they know Brooklyn going to go well. You know, it's just the nature of the spot. And it worked like a charm. You know what I mean? The murders went up crazy. And that was in 92. That privately owned prison popped open in 95. By the time that shit was open, from 92, they had thousands upon thousands of black men in Brooklyn that was getting arrested from committing murders, catching gun charges, drug charges, to send them to that privately owned prison. And they had it packed by the time of the year 2000. Stuffed to the gills like a slave ship, which is what it is. Prisons are a stationary slave ship. So that was all a master plan by these white devils. You know? And that was in 95. All right? That was the first successful one. So then Chicago jumped aboard, and then so did LA. And the violence spiked in those 2 cities too back then. Because 90s was a whole different era in gang banging anyway. It wasn't the camera era. Everybody didn't have cell phones, record your shit. It wasn't even cameras all over the businesses and shit. Like, it was different. So, but the first privately owned prison I was talking about in New York State, that was the most successful one at the time. And then Chicago and LA opened 2 more. That's 3 in the country so far. Follow me, niggas. Now we're in 2003. 2003. 2003, it was about 15. Let me look. 15. There was 15 privately owned prisons. So that's telling you that the first one that started upstate New York, these white devils was like, aha, that worked. In 1992, they put all the guns in Brooklyn, flooded it with guns. Illegal everywhere. It was so easy to get a gun. It was like buying a candy bar. People were selling them out of cars on blocks. Like, you need some? It was like that. And you'd be like, yeah, what you got? They got 22s, 38s, handguns mostly, you know, not like big shit, but that was just like that. You go to certain niggas in their cars. They'll go in the building, what you need. They go up in the building, take you on the 4th floor, boom. Open a box, gets guns. How did they get there? Because it was flooded. It was flooded. So it worked. They did it like that, and the violence and the crime spiked. The murders went up in 92. By the time 95, that prison was open. They shipped thousands of men from Brooklyn in there, black men, of course. And then by 2001, it was stuffed to the gills. Other white devils caught on. It was like, I want in. So that's why by 2003, there was 15 all over America. It started with 3, New York, Chicago, LA. The New York one was successful. Chicago, LA was doing good too. As far as putting the black men in them privately owned prisons, bomb. 2003, it was 15. 15. You know what I mean? Now, listen to me good, niggas. Now, there's 539 of them. Did you hear that number? That number's astronomical. 500. It started off with 3 in 1995. Went up to 15 in 2003. Here we are, and it went to 15 in 2003. Here we are in 2015. It's 535. 9 of them. That's insane. That's insane. Big business. So much so that state prisons feel like they're losing out. They want to sit down and talk to these devils like, hey, you want to cut us in on a deal? Because you guys are doing great. Did you hear that? And this is why we in the position we in. Niggas not understanding why, when these spikes in violence in these certain cities in America, why it's happening. Because there's an investment waiting. These privately owned prisons are being built in a state of the art. They're beautiful. They're not like, you know, if you've been to jail, you understand what I'm saying? Like it's supposed to be painted gray. You know, everything is painted gray. You're not supposed to be beautiful colors to stimulate you. The food supposed to be bad. You know, it's fucking prison. You in jail, it's a punishment. So living conditions are supposed to be at the bare minimum and the worst. But these privately owned prisons are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Straight up. The inside is brown and tan. You know what I mean? It's new. Everything is renovated. The cells are brand new. You know what I mean? They got a light switch in there, you know, that you could turn on the light when you go in, and it ain't like you don't go lights out and you don't got to control over the lights. You know what I'm talking about? Now you do for certain hours of the day. You can turn the light switch on and on. They give you a little closet, and now they're starting to give dessert with the food now. They had a complaint out in Ohio. They got one. Ohio, man, the prison population, it's that one of the privately owned prisons. It's crazy. It's crazy. Cleveland and Cincinnati is another place like that. A lot of gang violence and all that, gang banging. And so out there, I saw a fucking documentary, and they were talking about the food quality in one of these privately owned prisons. And the prisons got together and said, hey, we want it to be better. We want a dessert on the menu, and we want the dessert to change up every week. They got it in a month. I saw the documentary with my own eyes. And they were talking to the prison like, yeah, the food is a lot better. We get strawberry shortcake twice a week and chocolate pudding for dessert. You get 3 hours out of your cell instead of 1. You get to watch NFL football every Sunday on a color TV, just like everybody do on their couch. They do that in prison every Sunday. The same way, all day NFL ticket. You get a TV in your cell. You get a DVD player. You can rent 1 movie a week. Of course, it can't be no violent. Everything is like, you know, it's bullshit movies, but it's a movie. You can have a fan in your cell, a fan when it get hot. What does that sound like? That sounds better than niggas live homeless in the streets. You understand? These devils made these privately owned prisons luxurious for a slave, for a black man like me. So when we go up in there, it's better than life on the streets. So he's telling you, black man, you rather be here with me, my slave. You got a little job, you get a little stipend, you go to the store every week, buy your cookies, your little orange tea, I let you smoke your weed, I do your coke. You get outside food, McDonald's, Kentucky. You keep TV in your cell. You got a fan in your cell. You can rent a movie once a week. You watch fucking football all day, every day on Sundays. You can play basketball. You can work out. I mean, and you get visits. And you can get conjugal visits in some state. Massachusetts don't do that. You can't marry somebody and get some pussy once a month. But other states do. So the privately owned prison saying even on top of all that, you can get some pussy once a month. Some real pussy. You know what I mean? Not no fag homo shit up in there, but a real woman can come see you once a month. You take her in a trailer with all the comforts of home, and you can have some sex. How can you beat privately owned prison life? How can you beat it? You can't. That's the point.